Hello, this is the Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and today is Monday, May 19th, 2025. In this area of the U.S. on the East Coast, Lexington, Kentucky, give you a few minutes of the weather. Currently, the temperature is 54 degrees and feels like 54 degrees. Today, more clouds than sun. Highs in the upper 70s and lows in the upper 50s. Rain possible overnight. Storms on Tuesday may be severe. And in weather-related news, storm chasers capture Oklahoma tornado. Continuing with the weather for today, tree, grass, ragweed pollen decreasing tomorrow. It's currently almost 7:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. Sunrise was at 6:23 a.m. and sunset will be at 8:45 p.m. Currently, the UV is low, but over the past several days in the afternoon, it has grown to be high. And I'm mentioning this because during the spring and summer months, you come out and sometimes you can feel the sun's heat on your skin. That's all related to UV rays, and careful with your sun exposure. Wind currently is at 3 miles per hour, and the AQI is good at 25. Pollen today very high. Some of the weather-related news that's come across the services is recovery efforts underway in Kentucky. 14 dead after extreme weather conditions. Damage reported after Kansas town takes direct hit during rare tornado emergency. Next one, EF3 tornado ruins thousands of St. Louis homes. And New York, ship strikes Brooklyn Bridge, killing 2. Broadcast News has put out an advisory that I thought I would pass along to you, and it's called weather fatigue. It's a new expression I haven't heard before, but here in this area, we've been going back and forth with rain and storms and flood conditions and things of this nature. So here we go. What is weather fatigue? Wherever you might be in the world, you might find something that you can use about this. Weather fatigue, or low barometric pressure fatigue, refers to the feeling of tiredness, low energy, and sleepiness that some people experience when there are changes in weather, particularly drops in barometric pressure. It's often associated with cloudy, rainy, or stormy weather, but can also occur with temperature fluctuations. I know in the Pacific, y'all have heat and rain or heat. So you might want to take that into consideration. So, looking at the news, I had mentioned before that I wanted to wait concerning the first 100 days of the Trump administration's second term. And since then, there has been a lot of news going on about what has been happening. So it's kind of hard to kind of stay like right up on what's going on because so much is coming out of the White House in regards to executive decisions and things of that nature that you kind of have to wait until it's either passed into law or does not get any further on the floor of Congress for you to know exactly what's going on. So for the past week, weather-related news As far as the U.S. government is concerned, let me just provide you with what has been going on. So, first off, I'll just kind of read it. It's not that long. Excuse me. The House committee surprisingly rejected the GOP's ambitious budget bill. President Donald Trump visited the Middle East. The Supreme Court halted Trump's attempt to expedite deportations of Venezuelans, as the court also heard arguments over the president's pursuit to end birthright citizenship. And federal officials are investigating a social media post made by a former FBI director. So here are the top stories from the U.S. government this past week. Budget bill blocked. House Republicans failed Friday to push their big package of tax breaks and spending cuts through the Budget Committee, as a handful of conservatives joined all Democrats in a vote against it. Representative Chip Roy of Texas, Ralph Norman of South Carolina, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, and Josh Breachin of Oklahoma are the Republicans who voted against it. Representative Lloyd Smucker of Pennsylvania switched his vote from yes to no as a procedural tactic, he explained, to enable Republicans to bring the bill back for consideration. The GOP members who opposed the bill said they voted against it because it doesn't do enough to balance the deficit. The GOP budget includes trillions of dollars in tax cuts, increased border security and energy production spending, and cuts to Medicaid. Trump's trip to the Middle East. Here's one that caught my attention. President Donald Trump visited Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates this week as part of his first major foreign trip of his second term. The president bypassed the trip to Turkey, where direct peace talks are taking place between Ukraine and Russia over the ongoing war. Instead, he spent the end of his trip focusing on securing a nuclear deal with Iran before heading back to the U.S. on Friday. Trump met with Syria's interim president Ahmad al-Sharaa in Saudi Arabia on Wednesday, the first such encounter between the two nations' leaders in 25 years. During his trip, conversations continued about Qatar's controversial offer to give Trump a $400 million plane as a president. Way of explanation. There has been some talk about replacing Air Force One, so various companies are being looked at as to who will be tasked with the assignment, and it seems that Qatar offered to build Air Force One for $400 million. I'm not sure if I would really accept, and this is just my personal thought, would really accept the plane from them. Next one, what is the emollients clause and how might it apply to Qatar giving Trump a plane? There we go. In other news, the Supreme Court on Friday barred the Trump administration from quickly resuming deportations of Venezuelans under an 18th century wartime law. You probably heard about that in the news. The Supreme Court is reviewing Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, focusing on the power of federal judges to block presidential orders. For context, here are the countries that allow birthright citizenship. That's a link that you can press on your own. And this is all coming from WLKY here in Kentucky. And that's where the information is sourced. So continuing, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Thursday that federal law enforcement is investigating a social media post made by former FBI Director James Comey as she and other Republicans claim is a call for violence against Trump. The first direct peace talks between Russia and Ukraine since the war began ended in less than 2 hours, with Ukraine accusing Moscow of making unacceptable demands. Israel launched dozens of airstrikes across northern and southern Gaza on Friday, killing more than 100 people and wounding hundreds. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is blocking DOJ nominees as he seeks to probe the Qatari jet offer and its national security risks. Lawmakers questioned Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. this week on his agency's proposed staffing cuts, funding freezes, and policy changes. Wall Street cruised to the finish of its strong week on Friday as U.S. stocks glide closer to the all-time high they set just a few months earlier. So that's where we are from last week's events. And I also wanted to include this article because not so much because of the content or what it's about, but the way it worked out more than anything else. So this one is coming to you out of Texas. And it's from CBS News. Again, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Today is Monday, May 19, 2025. Says Texas mother arrested accused of buying ammo for son who planned mass targeted violence, authorities say. This headline enough is to make you pause and think. A Texas mother was arrested this week on allegations she purchased ammunition and tactical gear for her son, who authorities said was planning mass targeted violence at San Antonio school, according to an affidavit obtained by CBS News. Ashley Pardo, 33, was arrested Monday on one count of aiding in the commission of terrorism after tactical gear and ammunition were found at her home, which authorities said she purchased for her son in exchange for babysitting his younger siblings, according to the arrest affidavit issued by Bexar County Magistrate Court. Pardo intentionally and knowingly aided her son, San Antonio police wrote in the affidavit. The situation unfolded in January as coming across. The situation unfolded in January when school staff at Jeremiah Rose Middle School in San Antonio found a map of the school which had been allegedly drawn by Pardo's 13-year-old son, who was not named in the affidavit. The map was labeled Suicide Route, with the name of the school and a rifle drawn above it, according to the affidavit. The boy told officials that he had a fascination with past mass shooters, including their manifestos. San Antonio police said Thursday that Child Protective Services became involved with the family after the drawing was found, but Pardo appeared dismissive of her son's behavior. In April, the boy was suspended from school for using a school-issued computer to research the 2019 massacre on two mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, according to the affidavit. The boy was subsequently suspended and later in the day attempted suicide, the affidavit states. Another article said that he used a straight razor for this attempt. He attended an alternative school through May 7th and returned to his Jeremiah Rose School on May 8th. On Monday, the boy's grandmother contacted police after the middle schooler told her that Pardo gave him guns and ammunition, according to the affidavit. The grandmother had found her grandson playing with a live bullet and a hammer the day prior, the documents read. The grandmother told police that Pardo had taken her son to a surplus store and brought him tactical gear, including magazines, a tactical vest, a tactical helmet, and army clothing. It's been expressed to the defendant the concerns of her child's expression and desire to commit acts of mass violence, the affidavit stated about Pardo. The defendant expressed to the school her support of her son's violent expressions and drawings and does not feel concerned for his behavior. The grandmother also found a homemade explosive device made from a mortar-style firework in the boy's bedroom, the affidavit said. Written on the device were the words, "For Brenton Tarrant, the Australian white supremacist who carried out the Church Christ shootings that killed 51 people." Multiple SS symbols and 14 words were also written on the device, according to the affidavit, references to white supremacist ideology. On Monday, before going to school, the boy told his grandmother that he was going to be famous. He went to school wearing a mask, camouflage jacket, and tactical pants, but left shortly afterwards, the affidavit reads. He was later detained off campus, the school said in a note to parents. He was later detained off campus, the school said in a note to parents. Please know we take all potential threats seriously and act immediately to protect everyone in our care, the school's principal said in the note. Pardo was released from custody Tuesday after posting $75,000 bail, according to the Bexar County Court records. Her next hearing is scheduled for July 17th. So I shared that with you because we're always talking about hadda, coulda, shoulda, oughta. But this was one time when the red flags were recognized, authorities stepped in, and hopefully nothing else will come out of this any further. So, Texas mother arrested accused of buying ammo for son who planned mass targeted violence. We know last week also that amongst so many things in the news, being as it is May, that the trial started for Sean Diddy Combs. And if you're like me, then it was a lot of information to try to absorb, so to speak. So rather than go over all of that and try to wonder what's going on with this and what's going on with that, I thought I would just skip all that and go to what Cassie's husband had to say after having sat through 4 days of testimony about those years with Sean Diddy Combs. So, if I can find it right quick, I think. Here we go. I had to remember where I put things sometimes, just for references purposes. Did I save it? I believe I did. Okay, let's do this then. Well, in the meantime, he was very supportive of her strength after having come through that. and also on her having been put through so much during that time period and still able to come forward as a mother and also as a wife. So it's entitled, and it's from People Magazine, Yahoo News. Cassie's husband speaks out after listening to 4 days of disturbing testimony about Diddy and his wife. So here we go. Alex Spine has been married to Cassie since 2019, shortly after she announced her split from Diddy. Alex Spine and Cassie met in 2018, around the time her relationship with Diddy ended. Spine has been a staunch supporter of his wife throughout her legal battle with Diddy, often expressing his support on social media. He said on Friday that this is the only statement his family will be making at this time. After 4 days of harrowing testimony detailing the alleged abuse of his wife, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, during Sean Diddy Combs' high-profile trial, Alex Spine is speaking out. Fine, 32, has been married to Ventura since 2019. The couple share 2 children together, and expecting their third, as Ventura testifies in the 8th month of her pregnancy. In a statement issued to reporters Friday as the trial wrapped up to its first week, Fine addressed Combs and all of those who helped him along the way. Please know this. You did not break her spirit, nor her smile that lights up every room. He addressed speculation online about his experience sitting and listening to Ventura's rapid and lurid testimony of Combs' alleged years-long sexual, physical, and psychological abuse. I felt so many things sitting there. I felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her, he said. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie, he added. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her, and she has loved me, he said. Fine has been lauded by fans for standing by his wife, not just during hours of testimony this week, but from early on in her journey to address Combs' alleged abuse. Soon after CNN published the hotel lobby video of Combs kicking and beating Ventura in 2016, Fine shared a note on Instagram stating, "Men who hit women aren't men." In 2019, he ran a marathon for domestic violence awareness, and a resurfaced video shows the couple sharing an emotional hug after he finished. In a statement on Friday, he reiterated the bravery and indomitable spirit of his wife, adding, "You do not break the soul of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man." So I just thought out of everything that's been said, I would share that. And I have one more for you. We're getting into the summer months now. And June is just around the corner, so to speak. Half the month of May is gone. So coming up here in Lexington, and maybe other cities across the country might have similar arrangements, will be Lexington Celebrates Black Culinary Culture with Soul Fest Week. So, Soul Fest Week in Lexington, Kentucky, scheduled from June 14th to June 23rd, celebrates Black culinary culture through food events and community involvement. The week features a farm dinner, a Juneteenth festival, and a Black Restaurant Week showcasing Black-owned eateries. Guests can enjoy special dishes made with locally sourced ingredients while engaging in charity initiatives. Notable events include a cocktail and cigars night and a soulful Sunday gospel brunch, all aimed at enriching the local community and promoting Black chefs and restaurants. Soul Fest Week is set to take place in Lexington, Kentucky from June 14th to June 23, celebrating Black culinary culture and supporting Black businesses in the region. This vibrant week-long event aims to showcase the rich flavors and traditions of Black cuisine, all while providing opportunities for community engagement and charity. The festivals will launch with a farm dinner and a tour of Coleman Crest Farm on June 14th, featuring renowned chef Isaiah Screech, a 2023 James Beard Award semifinalist. Following this, the Soul Teenth Fest on June 15th at Moon Dance Amphitheater will celebrate Juneteenth, showcasing Black vendors, makers, and chefs. Between noon and 6 p.m., attendees can enjoy live music and entertainment, making for a lively and enjoyable day. An estimated 5,000 people are expected to attend the fest, with approximately 3,000 anticipated to approach the venue continuously. Soul Fest Week will feature Black Restaurant Week from June 17th to the 23rd, highlighting the contributions of Black-owned restaurants. During this week, participating establishments will offer special off-menu entrees for $12 each, with the unique stipulation that at least one ingredient in each dish must be sourced from Black soil, Kentucky. A Black woman-owned organization dedicated to supporting Black farmers. The details of participating restaurants and their featured dishes will be revealed on June 10th, adding to the anticipation of what culinary delights await attendees. Event highlights: in addition to the opening events, a variety of activities are lined up for the duration of Soul Fest Week. On June 15th, the Cocktails and Cigars event will take place at Void Sake Company from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., offering an evening of cigars, food, drinks, and games for guests. The following day, June 16th, will feature a Rabbit Hole Juneteenth hip-hop brunch at Lost Palm from noon to 4 p.m., combining delicious brunch offerings with live DJ music. On the final day of the festival, June 23, a soulful Sunday gospel brunch will occur at La Brasa event venue from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Guests can indulge in an array of food options, mimosas, and inspiring live gospel music with chefs Antoinette Johnson and Daniel Connor at the helm of the culinary offerings. Access and donation options. Guests attending various events throughout Soul Fest Week can choose from general admission tickets or utilize the Proud to Pay feature, allowing them to set their ticket price based on personal comfort levels. Additionally, attendees have the option to contribute beyond the ticket price through donations via traditional bank, further enhancing the charitable aspect of the event. And in conclusion, more details about events and participating restaurants during Soul Fest Week can be found on the official event website, providing further information on how to engage with and support the Black culinary community in Lexington. This week-long celebration promises to bring together food enthusiasts, local businesses, and community members in a joyous tribute to Black culinary culture and heritage. So that's in June. So I want to leave you with this. Excuse me. Considering weather conditions that are going on across the whole country, whatever your personal circumstances might be, don't forget to take care of yourself. Health first, diet, exercise, and don't forget your water. Again, I'm Theodore Parker. This is a sideshow. Today is Monday, May 19th, 2025. That's it. Hashtag.